Hey, so this is my first recording that I've done since I gotten back from Buckenstock. What was it, a week or two ago? And so I'm going to be doing some wood splitting today on the homemade splitter, and I'm going to be on the sawmill in the second half of the video doing some, well, sawmilling. So I still got lumber to make, and it's funny, like when I finished up, I don't know, like whatever it was, a couple weeks ago on the mill, 3 weeks ago, I didn't even take the lumber off the mill. I just said that's it and picked up and started packing up my stuff. And so check out how this stuff has warped in the sun. So that's what happens when you don't stack and sticker your wood and you just leave it. Look at that 2x6. And so, I mean, not that it's a big deal because we'll just flip it over and stack it the other way, but I just thought that was funny. Okay, so this is the stuff we're splitting today. So you can see this stuff is pretty checked. It's been sitting in the sun for a while. It was cut last year. But I'll put a moisture meter on it, and then that way we can see how dry it is, because I didn't have a moisture meter, and so I got one. I got one of those the ones they're General or whatever. All right, let's get the old Honda fired up here. Well, that's not normal. I think somebody built a house in there. Well, I guess we're gonna have to pop this cover off. Alright, so I've never had this apart, so I don't know if I have to take off the recoil first and then the shroud, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. Well, that probably wouldn't have been very smart to run on oh, we got a mouse. This probably would not have been a smart thing to run on a hot day. All filled full. And I guess probably the reason why it wasn't starting is probably because all that mouse stuff, it looks like it got between the coil and the flywheel, so they chewed a hole through the kill switch for the engine. Kind of stinks that the mice got into this. To figure how this comes apart. I didn't bring my reading glasses with me to because I really wasn't planning on having to figure this out. Well, you know what it's like. You try to do something in the evening after work and something else breaks. So I'm either going to solder this, or I'll see if I have the right connectors to just splice onto a new piece of wire, because it looks like there was a little bit of a heat shrink piece, or not heat shrink, like a piece around there for like a heat shield, and so that was chewed through. So I don't know, I'll see what I got. And they also chewed through another piece of the wire. Let's see if I can show it to you. The deer flies are out tonight, so they also chewed through, where's the thing? They also chewed through right there. So if I've got the connectors, I'll just make a new wire. I didn't have any wire handy, but I do save like random power cords because I'm a pack rat. So I'm gonna cut the ends off. Alright, so I got my reading glasses. Funny story about these reading glasses. I got them at Home Depot because I broke another pair. And so I bought these ones. And they were, I don't know, they were a couple dollars cheaper than all the other ones. And so, well, I got them anyway. And so, but she teases me and calls them my Gloria Vanderbilt edition. So I removed the little blue plastic piece that's on these connectors. So that little blue plastic piece. And then I'm going to put heat shrink on, and I'm probably going to do 2 layers of heat shrink, because I'll put heat shrink over the connection part of it, so that way it keeps it insulated. So just trying to find the smallest piece of heat shrink that'll fit on that wire. So I like these style terminal crimpers. I do not like these, but they work good for stripping wire. Those ones just give you a much nicer crimp. Then we'll put 1 layer of heat shrink on. And then we'll put another piece on that's a little bit bigger to fit over this connector. And then hopefully this will insulate that like the original one did. I'm going to leave it a little bit long when I shrink it, and then I can just trim it off afterwards. I'll just take my connector or my cutters, I'll cut that tip off. Alright, and now we'll route this up and around and out. Oh man, it's like chewed through here too. Well, I guess we're cutting it again. There. Now let's see if it'll start. I choked it to shut it off, so well, so much for a nice easy night of splitting. So I guess my original plan of getting some sawmilling done tonight, that's probably not going to happen. So, well, we'll get a couple pieces split now that this is running again, and I don't know, we'll see what tomorrow brings. That's the joy of nights and weekends. So this is the moisture meter that I got. And so we'll see what the moisture is of this wood. All right, so that one there is 27%. That was a piece of beech, by the way. That's maple. This is also a piece of maple, so obviously it's got some drying to do. Sorry, it's having a sneezing fit. Well, if this ends up being the end of the video, the kill switch works again on the sawmill, and we got that's the pile of wood that we got split in about 30 minutes. So that's not too bad. I don't know what it is, a third of a cord, maybe a third of a full cord. But well, if this is the end, I hope to see you next week. And you know, don't give up on your project. Stick with them, and you know, you'll get them, and then you'll be able to get something done, because you got to remember there's nothing to it but to do it. Alrighty, hey, thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.